It's called conservatorship, and the idea is to make it easier for neighbors to rehab a blighted property. But Action News Investigates found one case where a homeowner is fighting to keep his property, even though he was never cited for a code violation and never delinquent on his taxes. Mark Ustruck owns this house in Wilkinsburg. He pays property taxes, but a judge has ruled he is not allowed on his own property.
I have my personal tools inside to fix the house up, my personal items. I can't access my own house. I'm literally locked out of my own house.
Mark and his wife bought the house several years ago and started fixing it up. After his father died, they had to put the rehab on hold.
And then one day we had a surprise in the mail.
The owner of Auto Shower, a car wash next door, said he wanted to take their property. Auto Shower owner Ronald Buchanan filed this court petition for a conservatorship, saying the Ustruck property was blighted and therefore he could take it over.
I was as surprised as anybody else would be, receiving a massive packet in the mail saying the guy next door legally has the right to seize your property. And I said, what kind of strange law is this?
The petition says Mark's property qualified for conservatorship because there was overgrown brush, boarded up windows, and shingles falling off, making the house unfit for human habitation. Also, it had not been occupied in a year or put up for sale in the previous 60 days. Mark admits his property needed to be cleaned up, but he was never cited by the borough. Catherine Wakefield is his attorney.
Maybe the grass was a little bit too high once or twice. Is that really a danger to society? No.
There were no code violations, no tax liens, nothing like that?
No. And the lack of former citations and tax issues, to me, is the most egregious part of this law.
Buchanan told Action News Investigates he did not want to comment about the petition until the case is resolved. Last August, Judge Donald Walco sided with Buchanan and Auto Shower, appointing the car wash as a conservator and ordering Mark and his wife to stay away from their property unless they had Auto Shower's permission.
Mark and no person that he nominates can enter the property or set foot on the land.
What would happen if he did?
It would be considered trespass. I'm not sure what the judicial remedy would exactly be, but I am sure contempt of court would be one of the options.
And how is it that Mark's name is still on the deed, Mark is still responsible for the taxes, but Mark can't go into his own house?
That is one of the mysteries that a lot of legal minds would like to solve.
Court records show Auto Shower wants to tear down Mark's house. The judge has delayed approval of demolition while Mark appeals the conservatorship ruling. Under the law, the property owner must pay for any improvements the conservator makes, including demolition. If the property owner fails to pay, the conservator can foreclose on the property and become the formal owner. Records obtained by Action News Investigates show 80 conservator cases have been filed in Allegheny County since 2013. Many of the cases have gone before Walco, who was a state legislator before becoming a judge. In fact, he sponsored the bill that created the conservatorship law. In a statement, Walco says he has always applied court rules and the law to the evidence presented in cases before him. Neither policy nor personal preference have had a role in his decisions. Not all conservator cases are contentious. A developer took over this building in Wilkinsburg just a couple blocks from Mark's house. It was vacant for more than a decade, and in fact, the owner never even responded to the court petition. Now the developer is restoring this once dilapidated building and bringing in new business. A restaurant is going in the ground floor. The second floor has been converted to offices, including the Wilkinsburg Chamber of Commerce. Jerry Gowdy is manager of Impact Neighborhood Redevelopment, which took over the building as conservator. He says it's been a long process, even without the owner's opposition.
It's not an easy thing. You're not just, this is mine now.
The whole purpose of this is what?
Revitalize Wilkinsburg, bring back vacant buildings.
Mark Ustruck has no problem with that, just as long as homeowners' rights are not trampled in the process.
This is extortion. This is plain and simple extortion.
Superior Court will hear Mark's appeal later this year. Until there's a final decision, he will keep paying taxes on the property he's not allowed to enter.